Maiden Tower is an engineering landmark situated in Baku. The palace is a guarded verifiable landmark situated in the southeastern piece of the old palace walls, close to the coastline park road. This intriguing pinnacle-formed landmark has numerous irritating verifiable building issues. Its level is 28 meters, the width on the principal floor is 16.5 meters. The thickness of the wall on the primary floor arrives at 5 meters. The inside of the palace is partitioned into 8 stories. Each floor is worked of cut stones and covered with a vaulted roof. The palace has been working as a historical center beginning around 1964 and was remembered for the UNESCO World Legacy Rundown in 2000. These stone roofs have round openings in the center. The openings are toward the upward line. Thus, glancing through the circular opening in the roof of the 8th floor, the floor of the primary floor is apparent. The main access to the post is through a curved entryway 1.1 meters wide on the west side, 2 meters over the ground level. The Maiden Tower, one of the insignias of Azerbaijan, has been portrayed commonly on the banknotes of Azerbaijan. Lately, the custom of holding Nowruz festivities in the Maiden Tower and the square around it has become far and wide. An engraving on the walls of the palace peruses in Arabic, "The pinnacle of Masoud, the child of David." A few scientists accept that this individual was the medieval master who constructed the Maiden Tower. Notwithstanding, assuming we consider that the names of modelers are normally referenced in such engravings, saying that David's child Masoud was the designer who constructed the Maiden Tower is conceivable. As the composing style and lines of the engraving are near the composition of the 12th 100 years, it is expected that the Maiden Tower was inherent to this period. Then again, as per the assessment of numerous researchers, Kufic compositions were utilized in the 10th-12th hundreds of years, so the palace, upper floor, was underlying those hundreds of years. Nonetheless, a few researchers contend that these thoughts are off base. Our archaeologists, for example, Ilyas Babayev and Gara Ahmedov have reached a specific decision about the utilization of a combination of stones, a combination of lime. They took as a premise the landmark in Gabilar, which has a place with the primary hundreds of years of the main 1,000 years. Since the landmark was worked with a similar lime blend, the Maiden Tower was likewise credited to the old time frame. Sarah Karnim Ashur Bailey additionally affirmed this assessment. While large numbers of the contentions set forward about the capability of the Maiden Tower as well as the date of its development depend on persuading contentions, there are some that don't go past hypothesis and fiction. The data spread in the press of the USSR time frame about the way that the Maiden Tower is evidently a sanctuary of Caesar raised to pay tribute to the Roman sovereign Domitia, first 100 years, is a particularly biased manufacture, with next to no verifiable or logical premise. Practically, the Maiden Tower is an Absheron form of the ziggurat, a fire-revering sanctuary, a pinnacle of quietness, an eye tower, an observatory, a latent protection structure, and so on. Clashing conclusions have been advanced. Without zeroing in on the first reason for the development of the Maiden Tower, one might say that the landmark has the qualities of pinnacle-type palaces worked for long-haul latent safeguard. The walls are extremely thick, 5 meters at the last, 4 meters at the main, a flight of stairs between the first and second floor to make it hard to go after the pinnacle was not introduced, a water well with an opening to the 3rd floor was worked inside the wall, a turreted palace wall is nearby its body, and so on. Mainly, as far as the inward construction, the Lady Palace is unified with the round pinnacles of the Absheron palaces, and it is recognized from them by its extraordinary level, and the number of floors. In view of the design of the landmark, the specialists who followed its set of experiences back to old times expressed that the palace had a place with the Zoroastrian time frame, a Zoroastrian cottage, a fire-revering sanctuary. As per the supposition of these specialists, Maiden Tower, which is a sanctuary of harmony, was implicit BC. In the 8th-7th hundreds of years, affected by Caspian and Median heavenly body sanctuaries, fabricating the old city of fire Atashi Baguan on the bank of the Caspian Ocean, among the normal consuming fires was conceivable. As indicated by the assessments of numerous researchers, one might say that it has a place with the Gilgilche safeguard framework in view of the comparability of the Lady Stronghold to the Shiragala protection post. Taking note of the likeness of the Maiden Tower with the compositional components of the guarded strongholds of northeastern Albania, there are specialists who characteristic it to the 5th, 6th hundreds of years promotion. It is known from history that Baku, one of the southern urban areas of Caucasian Albania, was affected by the Sassanids. It tends to be accepted that the Lady Fort was essential for the protection framework worked by the Sassanid realm, in the north, in the domain of Albania. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to benefit from such information.